What's going on, everybody? How we doing? It's so nice to see everybody not wearing a mask, right? I didn't mind the mask though. Not because I was trying to save the world or anything. It would just cover the giant fucking nose that's on my face. You know? Yeah, I do have a big nose. Yeah. My nose is so big I can accidentally sniff cocaine just by being at a party. I'll just be hanging out like, ah! It's crazy. So I'm 26. I recently just moved out of my parents' place. I don't know why. I don't know why it was a bad idea. They were great roommates. They paid for everything. They did. Now I'm just broke. Is anyone else broke and it's just like funny? You know what I mean? Like when I go food shopping, I have to shop off-brand only. Like for breakfast, I've been eating fruit circles and cinnamon squares. And it's horrible. There's totally a difference. We got any weed smokers in the crowd? Yeah. Fuck every single one of you, okay? Because I had to stop smoking. I'm getting a drug test for my job, and it sucks because they're testing for drugs. I take the drug test, it comes up positive for cocaine. I'm like, no, the big nose. It's trying to explain to them the joke. But yeah, sorry, it doesn't work. But I love smoking weed, I do. I love it, especially during quarantine. It was the best, right? You know you're a stoner when a pandemic hits, everything shuts down, and your life hasn't changed a single bit. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't do anything before, I didn't do anything during. Sorry, guys, I got a little close. But no, I guess it's good that I stopped smoking weed, because I was getting way too high for my own good, you know what I mean? Like, do you ever get so high you start hearing colors? You know what I mean? Or have like one of those edibles that's like a gummy bear for some reason and it just fucks your whole day up. You know what I mean? The last time I got high, I was hungry, so I went to the supermarket to go get some food, and I actually wound up holding an automatic door for the guy that was walking in behind me. You know how embarrassing that was? Because I'm like getting angry at him. I'm like, yo, you gonna fucking go? You know? And he's just staring at me. He's like, it opens itself. I'm like, yeah, I knew that. I was testing you. And now that I stopped smoking weed, it made me realize like how stupid my friends are. You know what I mean? Like I just hang out with a bunch of idiots. You know? Like one of my friends came up to me recently, and out of nowhere, he just goes, would you suck a dick for $1 million? And I'm like, it's weird. Like, didn't even say hello to me or anything. So I'm like, I answered him as honest as I possibly could. I'm like, yeah, I'm broke. I would suck 1 million dicks for $1 each. Are you kidding me? One by one, like Count Cocula. Okay, 1 dick, 2 dicks, 3 dicks. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Point was, he kept pointing at himself. I'm like, you want me to suck your dick? You want me to suck your dick? You win the lottery? He goes, no. Ask me now. That's what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to ask him. That was the whole thing. So I'm like, would you suck a dick for $1 million? And this is what he says. He goes, nah, man, because after tax, it wouldn't even be that much. What? Tax? I love that this guy actually thinks like a government would fund a man sucking another man's dick. They're not going to get involved with that. I was like, you need to stop sucking hypothetical dicks, alright? But yeah, since I stopped smoking, I started drinking. Pathetic. It's like one or the other for me though, because I'm not living life sober. You're out of your fucking mind. My life sucks, okay? But the only thing I don't like about drinking is you you can't drive, you know? I mean, you could if you want to end up on the news the next morning because you plowed your car through a sidewalk. But I don't want to do that because, like, my biggest fear is going to jail. You know what I mean? That's my biggest fear. Because I weigh 135 pounds soaking wet. I would be somebody's bitch within the first 5 minutes of being there. Some guy with like a knife tattooed on his face, like, you're my bitch. Okay. Fine. I guess. And not to mention, I drop the soap like 5 times per shower at home. So it wouldn't be that good. But although, like, I never really, like, understood the whole dropping the soap in the shower thing. You know what I mean, Jail? Because, like, if you intentionally, like, pick the soap up like that, you're sort of asking for it. You know what I mean? But if you do, like, a fucking, like, grab it, I feel like you'd be alright. You know, or you could just be like, yeah, I guess I'm not showering with soap today. You know, I don't think that's going to be the downfall of your jail experience. Yeah, jail was all right, but it was that one time I tried to take a, shower without soap. You know? Or I thought of this, like, what if you, like, out-gay the guy who's behind you, you know what I mean? Like, you drop the soap intentionally, and you're just like, I hope there's no men behind me. You know, like, oops, you know what I mean? Like, sorry. You know? What else? So, I think I'm losing my hair, like half of the crowd here. I think I'm losing my hair. And it's fucked up, like, how my body works. Because my body's like, yeah, so we're gonna peel back up here, but your unibrow and your asshole, that's fun. We're actually gonna grow more hair in those areas. And I already know, if I go bald, like, I'm not gonna be one of those guys who look good bald. Because not only do I have a big nose, I have big ears. So if I go bald, my head's gonna look like a freshly waxed car with the doors wide open. I feel like some of you are looking at me and picturing it, and it's gonna fuck you. But I know some people pull it off. Like, is there any bald guys? There's a lot of bald guys. I'm looking at one. But he pulls it off. Like, you look like Vin Diesel. Sort of. You look not so fast, but furious. But you pull it off. You do. You look good. Me, if I go bald, I'm gonna look like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. Walking around like, precious. Oh, man. I'm gonna take a sip real quick. I'm gonna get drunk. You know what I mean? Get high. So, like I said, I moved out. And before I moved into my house, I wanted to, like, scope out the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, get a nice, see what's going on in the neighborhood, a little neighborhood watch. You guys know, like, those, like, child predator websites? You guys heard of them? Yeah. Right. So I wanted to try that. I was a little nervous at first, because, like, I didn't want to see somebody I knew on the website. Like, I type in my address, I'm like, Dad? So I finally, like, mustered up the courage to do it. I typed in my address and just fucking red dots all over my fucking screen. Like I lived on Epstein's Island. It was astonishing, actually. It was pretty wild. And it was weird because there were, like, more red dots than there were houses on my block. So I'm like, are they putting them in group homes? Like, what's happening? We're in this together. But I had this idea, because it was like a couple days before Halloween. So I was like, let me print this map out, and I'll hand this out to the kids instead. So when they come to my house, I can say, here, the red houses give the best candy. They would, though. They would. What else? So dating during COVID was hard, right? Because everyone was wearing masks. People were mask fishing people, myself included. Same thing. And it was like taking a gamble every time you like met somebody. It was like rolling the dice. You would meet somebody like, please be hot, please be hot, please be hot. And then boom, she has one tooth in her mouth. Great. But sometimes you gotta take one tooth for the team, you know what I mean? You gotta do it. So I went for it. It was this Japanese girl. Well, it was a Japanese girl, because she had one tooth, she had a lisp. A Japanese girl. And I went all the way with it, and I wound up going down on her, and I was surprised, because I was taken back, because I expected, when you went down on her, everything's blurred out. And it wasn't. If Japanese porn taught me anything, Japanese vagina's blurred out. But anyway, guys, I'm Nick LaRosa, you guys were awesome.